Hello and welcome to Pick-Ems. I have to apologize about last week. More or less what happened was the draft happened and then it went straight into week 1. And it wasn't really good on the analyst because we had to get Pick-Ems, we had to get draft recap, and then we had to analyze battles and stuff. And we just didn't have the time. By the time we had post draft recorded, it was already really late into the week. It might have been past the week, and we just couldn't find a time to do pick'ems. Um, I couldn't find a time to do pick'ems, and I just said we can record this, or we can keep track of what we did for week 1 pick'ems. And then I'll record week 2 pick'ems on my own, and we'll start at week 2. And that's more or less what happened. This week should go out on time. It should go out before the weekends. If I fuck it up, then, well, blame Juicy. Hashtag blame Juicy. But let's get straight into it. Small disclaimer. A lot of the battles are just all three of us choosing the same person, because it's hard. We've only seen one battle from each team, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, let's get straight into it. First battle is Vesuvius vs Wolverine, and we all chose Vesuvius. It wasn't hugely. It's not hugely in Vesuvius's favor. I feel like matchups are pretty even. I just feel like Vesuvius. A few of us feel like Vesuvius just has more momentum, coming from a week 1 win, and that he played better week 1. And that's really all it. It looks pretty even. I think matchup-wise, it's pretty even. I think both sides have a few problems with certain threats and walls, but I don't think it's there's any blaring thing that that I see. So all of us are choosing Vesuvius, but I think it really could go either way. We'll just have to wait and see. I have not watched any of the battles yet. I know all the battles are out, except for maybe 1 or 2. I have not watched a single battle because I've had to do pick'ems. I think the other analysts have, but I honestly think that it could go either way, and I'm gonna kick myself in the balls if Wolverine wins, because I was really close to picking him when I saw both. Because I saw both the analysts picking Vesuvius. I'm like, this is really even. I can go with it, but I kind of want to choose the quote-unquote upset, even though it's not an upset. But I honestly think it could go either way. I did pick Vesuvius just because of the momentum. I feel like he played a little bit better in week 1. And, yeah, so on to the next one is Wolf, sorry about that, Capital versus Nathan. And this is another 3. I think it's more skewed because I think Capital's matchup is better. He did lose week 1, and but I just feel like he has a bit of a better matchup, and it's just that's mainly what it came down to. There's threats that just it's hard. Capital having the I don't feel like Nathan. I feel like Nathan has a hard time dealing with certain threats, like a setup. I have no clue. I'm sorry, but I like his matchup a little bit better. I think Scolipede could put in work, like a certain Scolipede, or even Baton Pass into an even bigger threat. Like Baton Pass into Ampharos could put in work or something like that. But it's really it's a bit of a toss up, but I feel like even though he lost, he has a better matchup, and that's mainly what it comes down to: how they played the week before and what their matchup looks like week 2, basically. So not much to say about that, but move on to the next match: Nazz vs Wolf or Wolf, and all of us have Wolf again. So Wolf has I know I sound like a broken record. He has a good matchup. That's all there is to. That's he played very well week 1. He has a good matchup. I love Naz's team, but he doesn't really have a check for like Calm Mind Reuniclus. If it gets set up, he has Zoroark and Zoroark. So like a really like a max HP, max defense Calm Mind Reuniclus could put in a lot of work and late game sweep, as well as Dragonlance Mence. He he doesn't have a fairy on his team, which is a lot of teams don't have a fairy, but with something like Salamence, it's really important you play around that very well, and I just feel like he could. There's a lot of threats that Nazz might have trouble dealing with, but that can be said both ways because Nazz has two of the best setup sweepers, in my opinion, in the game in Manaphy and Volcarona in Draft League. Well, Volcarona in OU, and then Manaphy is one of the best, if not the best, setup sweepers in Draft League format. I love using Manaphy. It can be very versatile in ways of setup sweeping. Like there's the Fizz-Def Calm Mind rest like single stab. There's the Tail Glow set. It's a very good mon, and a good set could put in work, but it's it's hard. It's a toss up. Also, let's not forget about the literal best mega in the game, in my opinion, coming out from Wolf in Megalopony, which I don't think has like any checks. That's a lie. It does, but it's a very, very good mon, and that can put in work as well. It's I think this one is the most in someone's favor, and it's not that, or so far out of the 3 matches I've talked about so far, and it's still not super in someone's favor. But on to the next match. Fuck. Pesky versus Apache. I think this is the best match this week. This is a complete toss-up. Might not look like it by all 3 of us choosing Pesky, but this is a complete toss-up. If you've not watched this game, which I haven't, and I'm going to do it right after I record this video, watch this game, because I already know it will be very close and very good. And if I'm saying that, well, fuck. Sad. I'm sad. But this will be a good match. They're both coming off good week 1 wins. They both have good teams, it's pretty even matchup. This was kind of a toss-up. I've seen Pesky battle in other leagues, and I feel like he's a very good battler. That's why I locked it. I think he's a very good battler. I might regret locking it, but if I don't, well, I'm going to be really happy. Yeah, I'm very excited to watch this match. It looks like it looks like the best match this week. That is all I have to say. I'm going to stop sucking this match's cock, but on to Archer's Duck. Now, I'm sorry, Duck, we all chose Arch, and we all felt really strongly about choosing Arch. He looks really good. His matchup is amazing. Venu walls, Mega Venusaur walls like more than half your team. Yeah, you got Mega Alakazam. He has checks for that too. It's not looking good for Duck. Also, I've heard that Duck is the unluckiest player on Earth, or in this league, or at least, or in Mons, or I don't know what it was. Apparently, he's super fucking unlucky, and that's not very good. You need luck. I mean, it's very. We're looking very in Arch's favor, and I'm sorry, Duck, but just Venusaur shits on you. He dumpsters you. Um, that's really all I have to say about that match. Yeah. On to Sethi versus Jason. This is looking like another really good match. Um, Jason has good momentum. I mean, yes, I think Sethi did lose, and but he played pretty well in my opinion. He played pretty well. Um, Jason the same. Uh, I actually hate both their teams, but like they're just because it's not the way I like to draft, but I know they're both good teams. I know they're both good teams, but I don't like them. It was mainly coming down to like who won, who lost, and Jason did win. I didn't get any notes on why Eradicate chose Sethi, but I feel like it could just be like matchup wise. I didn't see anything like blaring about matchup, but I could have been wrong. I think it's gonna be a good match though. Saying that, I picked Jason. Lazy locked it. He said basically just based on momentum. So, yeah. Next we have Seb versus Liam. All of us chose Seb. It was mainly because it was really all just because Liam didn't play week 1. We can't base anything. We don't know how Liam plays. We know how Seb plays. Like it was kind of just like there. We probably will get this wrong, but it's just like we don't know how Liam plays. So that's all I really have to say about that match. And the last match is Luke versus Rowlett. Or, well, now Zombie. That's a typo or a mess up. But Zombie won week 1. That was Lazy's logic. I don't agree with that logic. I think even if you lose week 1, you can still beat someone who 6-0'd someone. I think anyone has a chance to beat anyone. I think Luke wins it. I like his matchup. Which it's kind of even, but I just I don't know. Um I just like the how he plays even though like it's a gut feeling more of that um that he wins. And I feel like the main thing is I feel like Mamo can dumpster his team late game. I feel like it's possible if he gets rid of things like Slowbro and Metagross, not even Metagross, sorry, not Metagross. But if you think gets things of things like Slowbro, if he brings it, if Tangrowth is brought, then Tangrowth, he Mamo just runs through it, and maybe Bronzong if Bronzong's Levitate, but and it most likely would be with Mamo sitting right there. I just feel like Bronzong can just eat, or not Bronzong. I feel like Mamo can just eat this team alive late game. If it's played well. Same with Infernape. Infernape puts in work. And yeah, that's my main reasoning for picking Luke. It's also a gut feeling. I feel like this will be like just a, I feel like it'll be a good match, and I don't really, yeah, I don't think just because Zombie won, and I think he won like something like a 5-0, maybe. I'm probably wrong on that. I think Luke beats him. With that, those are all the matches this week. I'm sorry if this video was garbage. It probably was. Um, but yeah, see you guys next week for Pick-Ems. But those are the Pick-Ems this week. Don't get offended, you coons.